Hi and welcome back to the Cat's Quarters. Let's review the top 5 Tesla news stories for Tesla investors over the week of December 13th. Coming in at number 5, more positive FSD news in South Korea, where Lee Sun-young became the first ever member of the South Korean government to share their experience of FSD. In this video, she says, and I quote, "It drives just as well as most people do. It already seems like it's a completed technology, which gives me a lot to think about. Once it actually spreads into widespread use, I feel like our daily lives are going to change a lot." As previously discussed on the Cat's Quarters, South Korea is Tesla's third largest vehicle market, and Tesla expects to deliver over 60,000 vehicles in South Korea in 2025 alone. There are approximately 80,000 vehicles in the fleet running on Hardware 3 and Hardware 4. And while FSD subscription is not currently available in South Korea, it can be purchased outright for only about $6,000. But more than the potential direct impact of FSD sales opportunity in South Korea, the real tailwind here is probably the additional attention that FSD's launch will bring to the brand. Coming in at number 4, Tesla Insurance launched in Florida. This is an important milestone since it marks the first time in over 3 years that Tesla has expanded its insurance program, which now covers 13 states and approximately 46% of the US population. Although looking at this map, while it only covers 46% of the population, it probably covers more than 80% of Tesla's actual fleet in the United States. Tesla Insurance is reported under the Services and Other Revenue category in Tesla's financial statements, which include supercharging, maintenance, body shop services, and insurance. Tesla Insurance has not been a big value driver for the company historically, but it may play a key strategic role for the company as it starts to expand the use of FSD within the vehicle fleet. For example, as FSD keeps improving, Tesla could in theory offer insurance rebates for users who prioritize the use of FSD. This would create a positive feedback loop where more people are incentivized to buy and use FSD to save on insurance, which will increase the fleet-wide demand and adoption of FSD. We will keep a close eye on this one into the future. Coming in at number 3, Tesla announced a $100 million investment to vertically integrate battery cell production of 8 GWh per year at Gigafactory Berlin, starting in 2027. Currently, Giga Berlin does not produce battery cells in-house. Instead, it assembles battery modules and battery packs using cells imported from external suppliers, mainly from China. This setup relies heavily on global supply chains, which can introduce vulnerabilities like shipping delays, tariffs, and geopolitical risk. Recall that Tesla initially announced an ambitious plan in 2020 for battery cell production at the site, targeting up to 100 GWh annually and scaling up to 250 GWh. But these plans were put on hold in 2022, when the company shifted focus to ramping cell production up in the United States, partially due to incentives from the 2022 Inflation Reduction Act, which favors domestic manufacturing of battery cells. Tesla has not confirmed what type of cells and cell chemistries that it plans to manufacture in Berlin. It is likely to be some form of 4680 cell, since that is what Tesla is currently manufacturing in Austin. Either way, this move aims to diversify its battery production operations and position the company to comply with emerging EU regulations that will favor localized production to reduce dependency on non-EU sources. Coming in at number 2, we have new data showcasing the Model Y trim mix for sales in China in the month of November. Tesla sold 13,000 Model Y Ls in China in November out of a total of 47,000 Model Ys delivered. I made a post on X about this when the news broke, and explained that this means that 27% of Model Y sold in China in November are Model Y L. This is important because the Model Y L is priced at 339,000 Chinese yuan, which is approximately $48,150 USD, while the base Model Y is only 263,500 yuan, or $37,400 USD. In addition, Tesla also now sells the Model Y Plus for 288,500 yuan, or close to 41,000 USD. Last year, Tesla was only selling the base rear-wheel drive version of the Model Y at close to $37,000. This is important because it means that Tesla's China sales have become significantly more premiumized, and Tesla's domestic Model Y sales now offer significantly higher blended average selling price than the year before. I estimate that the profit per vehicle has increased by between 5 and 10% on a year-over-year basis. So while total volume in China will decline on a year-over-year basis, revenue and profitability is largely flat as a result of a more favorable trim mix. And finally, coming in at number 1, we had the unofficial launch of unsupervised RoboTaxi operations in Austin. As far as we can see, there were only a handful of cars that were spotted without a driver. However, this is just the latest milestone for the company as it continues to expand its RoboTaxi operations in the city of Austin, which began this summer. I won't spend a lot more time discussing RoboTaxi here, since I plan to make a dedicated video on RoboTaxi next. Stay tuned for that one. It should be a good one. That's all for this week. Until next time, thank you.